families, that can mean a return to chaotic mornings and afternoons. But it doesn't have to be like that, not with a little organization. And Steve Poitras joins us with someone who can help. Good morning, Steve. Where are you?
Good morning, Michelle. We're at the home of Melissa Schmalenberger.
Good morning, Steve.
And at the MS, you have incorporated into a name MS Simplicity.
Yes, Ms. Simplicity.
But the thing we're focusing on, you're also a professional organizer.
I am.
Well, of course, now Wade and I came with a great deal of confidence that this morning was going to be well organized for us then. Specifically, I mean, you want to help people get organized in all aspects of their lives, but right now more focusing on going back to school.
Correct. For me, people always think the students need to get organized, but really it's the parents. So now is the time for the parents to figure out how to best organize their lives so when their kids go back to school, their kids know exactly where things should go.
And of course, you're dealing with real life because you have 3 sons, 15, 13, and 10.
I do.
And things are getting, one of your older boy is going to start football practice today.
Yep, he leaves early this morning. Not as early as you guys. But.
Well, we're going to be exploring this, but how do we want to begin here in terms of organizing? What would you suggest?
Well, one of the first things when kids come home, they have to empty their backpacks, and all of a sudden, like I have an island in my kitchen, all of a sudden it's covered in paper. So you really need to figure out how to organize those papers and what to keep and what to throw away. And really, you should only be keeping the papers that bring a tear to your eye. You know, the multiplication worksheets, throw those away. But if you have a son who's bad at multiplication and he gets 100%, keep those worksheets. And then I always like to keep the files near my computer. I have kids on IEPs, and sometimes you need to pull the papers for references for when you go to meetings. So every school year, I keep a file. This is his file for this year, and I always keep it close at hand, and my kitchen is a great place for me. And then at the end of the school year, I take it downstairs so I don't need it anymore. All
right. Well, we've just begun with Melissa Schmalenberger, professional organizer. We can mention, we're going to become back, but you have a website, ididit-fargo.com.
Yep, www.ididit-fargo.com.
Okay, and together maybe we'll do it some more here this morning, talking about tips in terms of going back shopping for school clothes and school supplies.
Exactly.
So we'll be back with Melissa a little later. For now, for the Valley Today, I'm Steve Poitras.
All right, thanks,
Steve.
And
we're making strides in getting organized just in time for going back to school.
Well, many of us could use a little help getting ready as the kids head back to school. And Steve Poitras is with a pro this morning who has organizing strategies that address everything from smart shopping for school supplies and clothes to dealing with all that paper that comes home with the backpacks. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Michelle. Yes, we are with a pro. This is Melissa Schmalenberger, professional organizer.
Good morning.
Extraordinaire. You certainly have impressed us with... Well, there are so many aspects of all of this, but we were looking at folders of your children's artwork, and a lot of people have artwork coming home.
Right.
Tell us about this right here. This is ingenious.
Well, what happens is a lot of times your kids bring home an art project, and they love it dearly, and you're not sure what to do with it. So I always say display it for a little bit. So this is a magnetic board that the kid's current art project can go on. Then you can open it up, and you can display pictures, and then as the school year goes on, you just have a file for each of your kids, and you drop their artwork right in there.
Marvelous, marvelous. Now that's fantastic. Let's go over here and talk about going back to school and school supplies. You have some good tips in that regard.
Well, it's so hard to take kids school shopping because the stores are packed. My secret is, if you can, don't take your kids. If you can sneak away at a lunch hour, take your kids, or get their school shopping done then. Go right before the store closes, so you're forced to get it done in 15 minutes time. For kids, for backpacks, so many people buy the trendiest backpacks. I buy my kids good quality backpacks. My son has had this backpack now for 4 years. You might pay a little bit of money to start with, but we've never had to replace it. Another thing is, I have growing boys. I don't buy them pants at the beginning of the school year. It's going to be guaranteed when the kids go back to school, it's going to be 90 degrees out. None of my kids are going to be wearing pants, so why would you go buy 4 pairs of pants for them? Because come October, November, December, none of them are going to fit.
All right. While we're here, you were showing us a neat thing that you can do in this, again, in regard to children's artwork.
Right, right. Well, I showed you one way to display it. This is another way. I'll show you this just a little photo album I did with my son's artwork. This is over the top. I don't think I'll ever finish it because who in their right mind would do something like that?
But your son, Carter, he's turned out some...
Yeah.
Now, he's going into 5th grade, and he got work from 1st and 2nd grade in there.
Yes, yes. So I have a couple years to catch up.
Definitely. He had a Jackson Pollock period in there.
He did. But so often, kids' artwork is big. So one way that you can deal with it is you can just take a piece of tag board, fold it in half, tape it shut, drop the artwork in here. You can place this behind a dresser, under a bed. They could do it by school year. It's just a great way to store some of those oversized pictures that you want to keep on. Maybe keep them through their elementary years and then start to throw them away as the emotional attachment to the
And you're mentioning
artwork.
that you have a neighbor who's putting up in the garage.
She does. She displays all of her kids' artwork in the garage. And another great idea is mail it to Grandma and Grandpa.
Oh, they'll love to get it.
They will.
All right.
They will.
Just so many places to send
Absolutely.
all that. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to be back again a little later with more tips from professional organizer Melissa Schmalenberger. And again, your website, ididit-fargo.com.
Correct.
I'm getting organized, Melissa.
Very good. And I have tips on there, and I have a newsletter you can sign up for.
All right. Okay, we'll be back again a little bit later. For now, for the Valley Today, I'm Steve Poitras.
All right, good advice. Thanks, Steve.
We're looking at various aspects and tips of getting organized for kids and parents as it's time to go back to school.
This morning we've learned some tips, some back-to-school tips, and Steve Poitras joins us with professional organizer Melissa Schmalenberger. Steve, you got any more for me?
I believe we do. Good morning, Michelle. This is Melissa Schmalenberger, professional organizer. I guess you brought a lot of the techniques and so forth. You spent some years as an attorney, right?
Yes, I am still a licensed attorney. So
And you had to stay organized there.
absolutely.
Okay, so we've been exploring a lot of the different tips you've had, and now we're in the Schmalen, in your home here in
Yep.
South Fargo, down sort of the foyer, the entranceway.
Right.
What do we got here in terms of organizing for your three boys?
Well, for most families, the entryway, kids walk through the house, they dump everything down. It's really important to get a system down right away so your kids know when they walk in the house where they put their coats, where they put their backpacks. Hang the backpacks here, take the paper upstairs, because Mom and Dad now know what to do with the paper and the artwork. For our family, each of our kids has a basket, and so they might have their miscellaneous stuff. One of my sons played lacrosse, so he has his jersey, so when he's running out and we're late, going to practice, he can just grab his jersey. He's going to go swim, going to go to the library. They all have what meets their individual needs in there.
What's the purpose of this snap clothespin on the front?
I came up with that. It's simple. My kids will give me papers. I got to sign. They need a check. So for each kid, they got a clothespin. So that paper, that check goes on their basket. So I don't get calls from the school.
Something
Mom, I'm
they
out
need
of
that
lunch
day
money. Exactly.
To take along for a little reminder.
Exactly.
All right. Now, both hanging over here on your entranceway doorknob as well as in your hand, tell us about this idea. This is great.
Well, this is, it's called a key basket. And so when you walk in the door, you just put all the keys right there. So you're not searching and hunting around the house for keys.
One standard place everybody can always look. This is where the keys are going to be.
Exactly. Especially as you get multiple drivers in the family and only a couple of vehicles, we're always searching for things. So if you have everything in a standard location.
Okay, and you have one.
Yeah, this is one.
These.
I had a local craftsperson create this one for me, so it's kind of nice to have something homemade locally.
All right. And you've just quickly to run by the terms of going out for shopping for school supplies, try to do it without the kids along and do it in the last hour before the store closes or early in the morning.
Right, exactly. It's such a crazy time right now, and kids get so emotional and so caught up in trends, and if you can try to take that out of it, it's just so much easier on Mom and Dad.
Melissa is just full of ideas, and you can check them out online at www.ididit-fargo.com.
Correct.
Thanks a lot, Melissa,
Thanks, Steve.
for your hospitality here as well. We had some lovely caramel rolls. And so that's going to do it then with Melissa Schmalenberger, MS Simplicity, professional organizer, ididit-fargo.com. For my photographer, Wade Iverson, for the Valley Today, I'm Steve Poitras.